Hey, I'm Megan from Heart, Mind, Soul, and Strength, and today I'm coming to you from my couch, and we are going to continue the dating series on the topic of rejection. Yes, now I just said that, and some of you winced. It may have brought up a particular situation, or there is some sort of connection there. Maybe a family member, a friend, a job, a spouse, a date. Rejection is in all aspects of our lives, unfortunately. Fortunately, some rejection is actually good for us. Yes, true statement. Because there are no's in life, we have to learn how to accept them and actually use them for our advantage. Now, think about it. If you stopped your world every time you got a no, how far would you get in life? We wouldn't have made it out of being a baby. How many times did our parents have to tell us no? Or those of you who are watching who are parents right now, can you even count how many times in a day you have to say, no, don't do that. No, that isn't safe. No, do not eat that. And it's a no that you're giving them because you love them and you only want the best for them. But sometimes rejection isn't that simple and loving. It's sometimes hurtful because it doesn't come from a loving place. Since we're in the dating series, today I'm more focused on rejection from a romantic relationship perspective. And the heartbreak of an ex is a terrible pain. It tends to tag along for what seems like will be forever. Honestly, the rejection of repeated cheating from my first love left me gasping for air. And if you've ever experienced that kind of rejection, it's hard to subject yourself to the chance of it happening again, right? They bring up deep-rooted insecurities that whisper we are not enough. The good news is we were never made to be enough. And I'll touch more on this in our dating series piece on compatibility. The point, what I'm getting at, is that rejection is a part of life. It is a part of dating. Big risk, big reward, right? Having been on several first dates right before COVID-19 broke out, plus, past relationships, I've been rejected. However, rejection from a first date, I can honestly say, does not loom over me. Dating is exciting and fun and flirty and lighthearted. It's when we put our expectations on every person to be the one that we disappoint ourselves if it doesn't work out. Just enjoy getting to know somebody new. So, great new friends and even some work associates have come out of some failed first dates. Kid you not. And then you have those dates when you just know that it's not working out. Ben and I recently shared our funny first date fails, and I love that we can laugh about it. And if you want a good laugh yourself, read the blog and get a good laugh. But sometimes rejection isn't funny. It sucks. What about the times you have to be the one to reject the other person? That can even be harder, especially when you don't want to reject the other person. I actually recently experienced this with a guy that I was seeing for a few months. We had the best dates. Our first, he surprised me by taking me to a concert in Asheville. Other times we could just relax and watch the Panthers play football. But the best day I have ever been on was actually one that happened kind of by accident. But you'll have to read the blog and get the details on it. All this morning. Oh yes, this guy, he is a catch. Though I'm not a fan of the phrase, he checked all the boxes. This guy did in ways that I didn't even realize I needed. One of the things he first noticed about me was my leadership position. And he actually respected it and found it attractive. That hasn't been the case with many of the guys that I've dated. So that was very new and refreshing. This guy is intelligent, witty, laid back, and oh so kind. The kindest guy I've ever dated. Observant to an impressive degree. My likes, my dislikes, behaviors, so that he could always stay a step ahead in acts of service, which is my love language. He was never overbearing, but comfortingly protective. I had the comfort in his support in voicing my needs, my wants, my boundaries. And he not only respected them, but he helped me proactively keep them. I had never experienced that before, which inspired me to respect and honor him. So his qualities made me want to be the supportive, selfless, loving, lighthearted woman to feed his needs and wants too. Seeing how we responded to each other and communicated, that was an eye-opener for me in a tremendous way. It was a picture of how a romantic relationship should be and could be. So why exactly would this story be under rejection? Well, we had a conversation, actually a few brief conversations, but one night we were sharing our deal breakers. And my number one is that we both need to love Jesus, not religiously, but relationally. Loving God and loving people. This difference kept coming up. This whole time I knew that he wasn't pursuing Jesus. And the more I tried to just push that down, the more it kept nudging me. I introduced him to different friends, and one pointed out that he shied away from conversations about God. And I needed that, because introducing trusted friends and family to someone you're actually looking to pursue a relationship with is vital. It takes the perspective beyond the rose-colored glasses. So when I was too caught up in the butterflies and holding his hand and being all lovey-dovey, this friend pointed out something that could be major later on and really hurt us. And as strong as our communication was, how could this not come between us later on at some point? Because our very foundations were not level. He was upfront about life situations and where he was with God. And I understood as much as I can without being in his shoes. So while I wanted things to work out with him, I also wanted him to have that most important relationship more. And in his and God's own time, not because I'm pressuring it to happen. I didn't want to end us. We were just getting started, and it was the best. And that was a hard conversation to have. But thankfully, God gave me some insight, some encouragement, and thankfully some recent moments where I had been kindly rejected. That helped me to be direct yet loving. So we decided to be friends. I know. But my prayer is protection over both of our hearts. When you date a guy like that, you look out for his heart and his good too. So, and God looks out for both of our hearts. He's looking out for all of our hearts. We may feel rejection from him too sometimes. Not that he rejects us, but he will tell us no. No to the things that aren't good for our safety. No against things that are good, so that he can give us the best things possible for us. And I love that. And I took a quote from Chip Ingram's The Real God and made it a little more personal by inserting myself into it. But he says, in true faith, I must accept that God's infinite wisdom, along with his love, his goodness, etc., will bring about the best possible things by the best possible means for the most people for the longest possible time. And with my limited insight and wisdom, I may not know or understand how it is the best. But in faith, I accept that God's wisdom is perfect. And that quote sets my faith in God that He is working out the all-around best, not just by my life, but this guy's life too. My hope is that it encourages you, no matter the rejection or the void you're feeling, to know and cling to His promises. His promise to always work things out for your good. And so while it didn't work out with this guy, we'll continue the dating series and explore what healthy dating looks like and lessons learned along the way that make me a better individual and one day a better partner. My hope is that even though I don't have all the answers, I'm learning what it is that is best for me, and that you will learn what is best for you. Thank you for choosing to stick around for more on the dating series, travel tips, clean recipes, and more. Click subscribe below and don't miss a single vlog.